This September, we're launching a new show called Cooking with Greggy. And you know one of the things that fueled my passion in the kitchen? Our sponsor, Blue Apron. Blue Apron's mission is to make incredible home cooking accessible to everyone, and it totally helped me when I was starting out by giving me step-by-step instructions along with pre-portioned ingredients that make cooking so easy, even a dummy like me could do it. You pick the meals you want, they're delivered to your door, and you finally get to use those pots and pans you got as a Christmas gift from Grandma and Poppy. Blue Apron knows you're busy, so now they are offering 30-minute meals. These meals are made with the same flavor and farm-fresh ingredients you know and love and are ready in just 30 minutes or less. Check out this week's menu and get your first 3 meals free with free shipping by going to blueapron.com/Greggy. That's blueapron.com/Greggy. Blue Apron, a better way to cook. Also known as what else you need a shoe. All right. Well, Meg, what's your topic?
My topic is something that's been so long in the making. Something I'm so ready to get into.
Decades in the making.
Decades in the making.
We are going to do the definitive ranking of the Fast and the Furious films. I think everybody brought a list.
Where is it?
We've talked about this on Twitter for probably since Fast and Furious 5.
Okay.
That we've been talking about doing this.
There it is.
There we go. Is that a ham horn app?
Yeah, it is.
Love the ham horn. Shout out to the ham horn.
Man, Mad Decent doesn't work anymore, so now I had to get ham horn.
There you go.
Now, what I'd like to bring to the table before we begin, because I'm clearly the least of the Fast and Furious fans here, even though Nick apparently makes it out like I've never watched them, even though I did an entire marathon of all of them for second viewings or third viewings sometimes, but Nick, doesn't care. What I want to do is bring up a comment from the one and only reddit.com/r/kindafunny,
Right. Okay.
in which Hell Teacher Loki wrote in and said, they are doing the ranking wrong every time. After that Marvel ranking, I thought, okay, this isn't how they're supposed to do it, but whatever. At least Andy made a respectable list I can get behind. But they did a ranking again with the Tarantino movies, and oh boy, I'm just so pissed. Every ranking talk is them talking about their personal list, followed by variations of, yeah, no, you're crazy, or that's a good list, from someone in the group, and then moves on to the next person's list. This way of ranking is so stale. It doesn't promote discussion between these guys enough. Well, gentlemen and Joey Noel, why not create a list that represents Kind of Funny as a whole? Each one writes down their list in order, get the sum of each item, arrange them for most to least, discuss in groups of 5, rearrange it for ties, and then he does the little shrug emoji.
Okay.
It's complicated.
I think first of all, take a step back, sir. Let's just take a breath. Second, we all wrote our fucking list, right? All right, so we're each going to present our list, I think, with a lot of arguing, and then we make a definitive list, do we not?
Now, we did not.
Some solid points
based
based on how this went down in the past.
There are some good points. We did not discuss the Tarantino movies enough. There was some debate in the Tarantino discussion, but I feel like I could talk for 2 hours about which movie I like better, Reservoir Dogs or Pulp Fiction, and why. It's clearly Pulp Fiction, and I could talk to you about that later if you want. I get that. The thought of doing the official list, I did not think was mathematically possible, but what he's saying, that seems like it matters. Like I didn't think, okay, we're gonna average all our lists together. For Marvel movies, there are like 18 movies. We're not gonna fucking do that.
It's a discussion between us
to
figure it out.
And I feel like we're gonna be close on the same page. I've gotten little hints, little subtle hints. We don't know each other's lists.
Right.
I feel like Tim, we are gonna go to war.
I don't think so.
Really?
No.
Okay.
No.
I feel like we're gonna have some. Can we get to the list?
Andy Cortez! I need Andy Cortez and a dry erase marker. They're over there. And a chair for Andy Cortez back here.
Before we do this, I want to go through the movies and give people a refresher of what the movies are.
One sentence.
So Nick's list doesn't fuck up.
One sentence.
Why do you think?
Because you don't remember what the movies are.
If you want to bring another chair, you can put it here.
Is because there's 8 movies, and my feeble old brain can only keep 4 of them.
I'm here to help, Nick.
So I've written the list down.
Okay.
Now, this is my definitive list.
Yeah, you did list.
Hide your list. Hide that list.
But you can't. Okay.
Thank you. Okay.
I like how he's like, you don't, it clearly numbers in order. He's like, you can't decipher this.
You can't see this far. Whatever for 8 eyes.
All right, so should we go back and forth, you think?
Andy, have you been paying attention? We're ranking these, so you need to write all of them down and then give them
what's important about the movies.
All right, are you listening?
I'm listening.
Nick.
I'm listening.
Doesn't look like you're listening.
I'm texting my brother because
that's not listening. That's the opposite of listening.
This is for you, Nick.
Unlike most people can do 2 things at once.
No.
That's true. I can't. You're right. I'll put my phone down. Let's put my phone down. Go ahead.
Nick, Fast and Furious 1. Paul Walker's a cop. Vin Diesel's a thief. Suddenly he loves thieves. He
Right.
saves him.
We don't
Done.
need to, not plot.
Not plot?
What movie it is. Like,
What do you mean?
So
That is
Fast
the
and Furious
plot.
1. It's
I like
it's
the idea-
first one. It's in L.A. And
They're going after the guys that steal the DVD.
I
I like what
There was a ring of-
I bring to the
of
table
civics.
that Tim Getty shuts up and lets Meg do it her way because I think that'll help the audience.
Thank you.
Sure.
I
I like
support
that. I like
too.
that. I like
You're out of order, Gettys.
All right.
Fast
Okay.
and Furious 2. Paul Walker, Tyrese.
Miami.
They hungry.
Miami.
Right.
They was hungry. Ava Mendez, cop.
Right.
They jump onto a pontoon boat, onto a what are those things called?
boat.
Yacht.
I don't-
A
Yes.
yacht.
They go into a swanky club that consists of just a curtain and a
Yes.
table. Remember that?
And they watch a guy with a
That
rat.
was the
Yeah, we're
budget.
gonna get to that. All right.
Yeah.
Number 3, best film, Tokyo Drift.
Right.
I wonder. Yeah, we've been singing the song all
First
day.
movie directed by Justin Lin. The turning point for the series.
That's right.
Some would
We
say the
all
most
know.
important of the film. Maybe not the best,
Well,
but the most important of the film.
Introduced Han,
That's
the
right.
most critical character to the entire
The most
franchise.
likable character in the whole franchise.
Very real.
Wait, what
Wow,
about Wonder
like a
Woman?
bitch.
I'm sorry, Gal Gadot is really great. Love her.
And I love that
Not
they're together.
The
She's
not
most
Han.
right. She's not Han.
Overpowered
She's
Don't
not
send a
Han.
man to
You
do a
think so?
woman's
I
job.
shouldn't say
Boo,
that.
the beat drops. Ass.
I'm not really into the fact. I'm not really, Dumbass cheeks. I'm not really into the fact that Han has so many women in Tokyo Drift, but that's okay because it was all retconned his love interest, so I'm okay with it. That's
Well,
fine.
he was trying to get over it.
Yeah,
you know,
right, but he never
distractions.
did.
He never did, and we know
Right.
he never did.
That's
Can't
right.
get over Giselle.
Number 4, the low point of this franchise.
Okay. Well, this is where we might
Mexico,
start.
Braga,
Braga.
is the bad
He's
guy.
the bad guy. Introduced the key villain.
introduced-
Yeah,
Introduced Gal
and
Gadot.
Letty. Yes, it did.
in a weird way, though.
And she's got
But she
like a
was
sidekick, an important part of that.
That's
like
true.
the phone, not a
Right.
person.
Oh, okay.
And yeah.
But what's important about 4 is that it
Letty.
brought back the original
Yep.
cast,
Right.
and Michelle Rodriguez's character Letty
That's right.
dies.
Right.
Very key.
Right.
And it featured the worst CG scene in movie history.
How dare you? He
of
Sherlock
them
Holmes it,
driving
sir.
through. Oh, I'm not even talking about
Oh,
that.
I thought you meant the part where he just, for whatever reason,
he
can
sees
feel
the
the
tire
fucking
tracks
road.
and he sees how she
Yeah.
This is how it happened. Yeah.
It's basically what is that heavy rain moment?
Yes.
of the whole
Jason?
series.
But I'm talking about the mountain final chase scene
Yeah.
through the mountain where
Yeah.
it's like
Through the cave or
this
whatever.
looks like a PS1 game.
Though to
This
be
bad.
fair,
Wait,
there
that's
is-
the cave one?
There
That's
is
the
a,
cave one.
in Tokyo Drift when they're drifting in the mountains also looks really bad.
That's
and
very
at one
bad.
point a car disappears. They have one less car at the end of the scene
They
than
don't
they do at
need
the
it.
beginning of the
That
scene. That's
car
okay.
went off
It's all
the
good.
edge. They
It's all
weren't
good.
drifting
Tokyo Drift,
Tokyo
they're trying to
enough.
learn.
Fast 5, The Rock joins the franchise. There's a
Things
heist
get
at the
real.
end. You
This-
think they're not going to be found out? Boom, all the money there.
There you go.
Yep.
And here's the deal about 5 that everyone needs to understand. As good as 3 was, and for what 3 did to the series, The Rock did even
Oh, yeah,
better.
The Rock
The
made-
Rock
changed
took it
it.
up a
No,
But that's
he
the thing.
changed
3,
it.
4, and 5 in that order were necessary because 3 was like, look, this franchise can be good.
Yep.
4 was like, we
gotta
need
bring it
the
back
filler.
somehow.
We got to
Gotta bring
figure
it
out a
back
way
somehow.
to get the plot out of the way and get everyone back so that we can have the majestic thing
That's
that is
right.
5.
Now,
That's right.
I've said this before, and I'll say it again. And this is a little bit of a tangent, but I'm going to go off on it. When The Rock was in that movie, I've seen The Rock in movies prior, but for whatever reason, he showed up in that movie with a good 75 pounds more of muscle on him, and he was just sweating the entire
That's
time.
right.
And every line
And
he
it was
said was the most rock thing
so
ever.
fucking rockadocious. Remember they had that? That's the one where they have the chase scene through the barrio of Brazil, right?
That's
where
how it
like,
opens, yeah.
They're like running around.
Well, actually, no. So a key thing,
Yeah.
Fast 4 ends with Fast and Furious as it's known.
Yes.
Dropping the does, no does there. It ends with Vin Diesel, Dominic Toretto, be in a bus on the way to jail because he got arrested, right?
hear
But
the
then
engines.
5 immediately starts off with
Breaks
them
him out
busting
of the
him out
bus.
with the fucking coolest scene of all time.
Yeah, Natch.
Oh,
They're going
shout
to
out
Oh,
to
that's
that.
right. That was the one where it's like he runs on the thing, right? Up the is that one? Which one was the one Paul Walker runs up the side of
Yes.
the truck as it's going off and like runs over and grabs?
Isn't that
That's
6?
7.
Or 7?
That is
That's
7.
seven?
the
That's
beginning of
7,
7?
Yeah,
I don't know.
That is 7.
Believe
Which one was the
It
breakout
is
scene for
definitely
the
7.
Oh shit! Now I'm getting confused with when they
Yep.
broke
That's what I'm
them
saying.
out.
That's why we're doing
Yep,
this, Nick.
yep.
We're trying to help you here.
Should I bring down the cassette tapes
the-
too?
Oh, yes,
The
yes, yes, we
VHS
should.
boxes?
We
I'm on
should.
it. I'm on it.
Okay, good.
Andy, on this.
But the other key thing about 5 is the one where The Rock was introduced, and he at one point tells the team of SWAT people, whatever you do not let them get in the cars.
That's right. Number 5, also the first time we see a tank. Gonna be important in the franchise.
Also, the first time we see a bank vault being spun around physically and possibly, and that's when they all turned into superheroes. By the way, 5 was the one where they turned into like superheroes, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, 6,
Oh, no,
is
6
where
was the one
where he does the
where he
Superman
dives off
leap.
the thing, that's
okay,
right.
6 is Letty's back. She doesn't remember
Why not?
what's going
Shout out
on.
to
Gang on gang warfare.
That's right.
You think about, and that's why 5 is key too. It really took the family to the next level.
That's
So
right.
then when 6 had to
We're not
face a
gonna
rival
copy off
family,
you. It's
things are going to
fine.
get real.
Okay. Now 6 I liked because they were like, up until that point, it had been about like souped up new cars, right? And then in 6, that's when Tej goes and buys like he's a millionaire, right? So he goes and buys all the classic cars, and they have all those badass like old 60s and 70s cars.
It's the one in London, right? And they can
That's right, that's
flip
one in
the
London.
cars with their little like
the little weird
go-karts.
razor scooter, or not go-kart,
also-
like RC car thing they had. And I was like,
Also, Paul Walker goes to jail.
oh,
He goes to find Braga to find out the
get him out.
information
Oh,
to
that's
figure
right.
out what's
and then
going
he has to
on.
get out of jail.
Yeah.
See, not to be confused with 8 when The Rock and Statham are in jail and become
Right.
best
True,
buddies.
true. Right.
For no reason. They
Now,
just drop all the pretenses and says,
Speaking
we
of
don't love
Statham,
each other.
most important scene in all of Fast and Furious history,
End
the
of 6.
post-credit scene
End of 6.
where we see it's connecting it all. We're going
get
back
it.
to Tokyo.
I get
Han
it.
dies. Jason Statham did it.
I get it.
What the fuck?
I get it. Could you have made it look at all like the end of Tokyo Drift? Because it just doesn't look anything like that in Tokyo Drift. I'm
when that
sorry.
fucking Tokyo song started playing, though,
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, we're
You
doing
don't,
it! It's
you don't know
happening."
me, but
I've never
you're
had a
about
theater
to.
experience like
That's
that.
right. You don't know me, but you're about to.
Right.
And then he blows up Dominic Toretto's family home.
Yep. Yeah.
That's right. Jason Statham is here, and
Now,
he's a force to be reckoned with.
You would
in
think
Furious
that
7.
those two things alone, killing Han and blowing up your family home that you grew up in and that you want to have one day kids in, would be enough to warrant not getting invited to the barbecue. But guess what? Dominic Toretto can forgive and forget.
skipping
That's right.
ahead.
Hey,
You
we're
forgive and
skipping
forget, my
ahead.
friend.
We're in Furious 7 now.
R.I.P.
Okay, Furious 7's the last one to feature Paul Walker.
Yeah.
The Rock spends the entire movie in
In
a
a
hospital
cast.
bed, which makes no sense. Dominic
Couldn't afford him.
Dominic crashes a helicopter by like shooting at it.
The thing about 7 is it is the most crazy set pieces.
Yes.
It is the most over the top the series has been thus far.
Not true, because then we get 8, and we get a friggin' submarine as a vehicle that they can pull
Lame.
through.
Lame.
And warheads.
Now I'm going to tell you.
The Rock can get a warhead
dude, when that car went from building to building.
into
To
a
building.
It
To
was
building.
pretty cool. And 7 has
Skydiving cars.
yes, but 7 also has, oh my god, what is her name? Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey comes in to kick shit, and she kicks Michelle Rodriguez's ass, and it's amazing.
Yeah, that's
a good
right.
scene.
That was a
Daddy's
good
gotta
scene.
Gotta go to work.
Breaks
That
out
was a
the-
great scene. And the best part
was
about that
cast.
scene was that, if you remember correctly, plot-wise, the entire thing was they had to steal the car to get the drive to use the satellites to find Jason
God's
Statham.
eye.
And every time they went anywhere, Jason Statham just showed up.
Yeah.
He just showed up. That scene in particular, they're like, we have a supercar that's, I guess, is kind of bulletproof because they kept firing at it, nothing happened, doesn't matter. And then Jason Statham shows up, and instead of hitting him with the car, they chose to jump to the other building. Genius.
Listen,
right?
you
Genius.
gotta
That's
keep it
that
going. You
Also,
gotta keep
also,
it going.
Important safety tip. They introduced what I feel like is probably going to be the standout character, Kurt Russell, in that
Yeah,
movie.
that's right.
Ooh.
Mr.
Great addition.
Nobody.
Great addition to the cast.
Mr.
Kurt Russell,
Nobody.
pretty sure he had no idea what he was filming the
Nope.
entire time. Walked in,
Nope.
just smiled, slicked his hair back, put a suit on, was like, give him a
great.
paycheck, and got the fuck out.
Also,
Fate.
there was the chicken fight between Statham and Vin Diesel when they drove their cars towards each other, jumped out and fucking beat the hell out of each other.
Yeah,
Midair.
he got his.
Fantastic.
It was almost a callback to his wrench beating
right,
from the first
absolutely.
film.
Was that the one where they took down the parking structure?
Yep.
Yes, yes,
yeah.
yes, they do.
There was
That is
also the
Furious
one
7.
where The Rock took down a fucking
Gatling
with a
gun.
minigun.
like he had a Gatling gun to take down a what was that, a spaceship?
The
helicopter,
right? Was
yeah.
it
Was it a
Chinook?
helicopter?
I feel like it was
no,
a Chinook
it was like
or
a
something.
drone
No.
thing.
Oh,
it was like
right,
a
right.
crazy
but
laser drone.
Dominic takes out a helicopter.
The drone and uses it.
Damn.
Fate of the Furious.
I'm getting
See,
chills
yeah.
thinking about
Fate
this.
of the Furious.
And then we
it's
get-
gone a little bit too far.
Right.
Melisandre from Game of Thrones is back from Furious 7.
Which I'm down for.
Yep, love her.
She's a crazy
Natalie
hacker.
Emanuel. Yes, she is. But
Which one's
Well,
Melisandre? Wait,
Crazy
which one's
hacker.
Melisandre?
she's the girl who did
Daenerys's
God's Eye.
girl.
She's like she's
Oh,
Daenerys' like,
Natalie,
Natalie
Goldman
Emanuel.
Right. She's fantastic.
She's
Gotta
amazing.
give,
She's back.
gotta give Tej a little love interest. You know
Shout
what I'm
out
talking
to Tej, man. Shout
Tej.
out to Tej.
I'm not going to say whether or not I do or do not like Fate of the Furious, but we've brought back characters from
clearly
Fast
don't
5.
like Fate of the Furious,
We have
man.
a friggin'
You said,
submarine.
and I quote, 2 minutes ago,
Dominic
it
has a
sucked.
goddamn baby that nobody gives a shit about.
Yeah, that was weird.
But it gave us a great scene of them on the plane, the Statham,
Yes,
of the Owen brothers or whatever the fuck they're called, the Shaw
fight
brothers.
with
Shaw brothers.
putting the baby around, hilarious
was
and
great.
amazing,
That was great.
fantastic, so good. Yeah.
Now,
But
It's
it
super-
did end with, like you brought up earlier, Statham being invited to the fucking barbecue.
That's right.
Which is
Doesn't.
goddamn goddamn
Sacrilege.
blasphemy.
That's sacrilege.
Fuck that.
Even Michelle
Do not respect
Rodriguez
Han.
had problems with this. That's how bad it was. She's been on the record about it, which I appreciate Michelle Rodriguez.
No post-credit scene in 8. Fucking bullshit. Post-credit
No.
sces are what make this franchise.
Because they have no
I mean,
idea where
remember
they're
5
going in
ending
9.
with the post-credit
They
scene
have no idea
revealing
where they're
Letty's
going in
identity.
9.
They're like, we've done everything. There's no
They're
more.
like,
There's no more
shit.
vehicles left to drive.
We do not care.
I'm going to give a shout out to a little movie called Superman Returns because having a kid in that worked out so well for him that they were like, let's take that and let's bring it into.
You really think that's like? You think that?
No, it's just a terrible idea to give your main character a kid.
Yeah.
There's nothing fun or heroic or sexy about a fucking taking care of a baby.
But then they got to
true.
name it Brian.
And then, yeah, that's the thing. They already did the kid thing. I'm not fucking
No,
Han.
not Han.
It should have been Han.
How you gonna name a kid Han?
It's a great name.
Brian.
It's a Brian.
He
It's
died
true.
for fuck's sake.
In real life,
Yeah, that's the fucking
But
shout
Han's-
out, bro.
I get
Yeah.
it.
Han still
Han died
Spoilers.
in-
Can I say that?
The actor that played Han still floating around there somewhere. He's another shit.
They shouldn't have named the baby Brian. They should have named the baby Paul.
That would've
I
been
thought that would have
amazing.
been
If they had
better.
said Paul, that
It would have been better.
because it made no fucking sense for it to name it Brian.
I
Uncle
get
Brian,
it
'cause
because
they're
they
best
all knew him
friends.
as Brian, but I feel like
Brian.
Paul would have been
Han,
a sweeter
Han died
name.
years ago. We don't remember him.
I hate you.
How dare
You
you?
think Vin Diesel spends his days thinking about his lost Han and not Brian, who's living in fucking Reseda with his kid and his sister?
Can I just say one thing about Tokyo Drift? Because I know we all love
You
it
can
so much.
say
Can I say
as much
one
as you
thing
want about Tokyo
Drift? When the final drift scene in which DK flips his car,
Yeah.
and the next shot is everyone cheering. Do those sick fucks have any idea that you can die in a car accident? He could be dead.
They don't care.
And they are cheering.
He's
He's
a
not a bad
dickhole.
guy. He's fighting for the honor
No,
of his
he's a
and the
bad
love
guy.
of his uncle, who keeps
Bloodsport.
bringing up his dead dad.
Bloodsport.
Yeah, his uncle who's Sonny Chiba, and Sonny Chiba's a badass.
He's
So
one
there
of
you
the
go.
only 3 people in the film who's actually Japanese.
Fair.
All right.
Gaijin.
I met Brian T, the guy who played DK, and I'm bright red in the photo because I'm so happy to meet him. I met him at the Streamies one
Nice.
year, and I
Amazing.
literally was like, "Can you get a photo, please?" I was so excited. All right, so are we ready for lists?
We
I
are
have a
ready for the
question.
list.
Yes.
Joey Noel's chiming in with a question.
Are you including Los Bandoleros?
We are not including Los Bandoleros. We're not including Turbocharged, and we're not including Better Luck Tomorrow.
Okay.
All right.
What are those? I don't even know what those are.
So okay,
They're
just,
like
just for
vignettes.
education of people.
Thank you.
There's a bridge between Fast 1 and Too Fast, Too Furious called Turbocharged that explains how Brian got from LA to Miami. And when I say that, I mean they showed a map and then they showed the little thing go from
These like Animaniacs or whatever.
he took
and
to get
then
to
and
Miami.
then the Turbocharged or Los Bandoleros takes place between Tokyo Drift and Fast
4,
4,
yeah.
which explained how Han met Vin Diesel and how they met those 2 dudes that are in some of the movies and not in others.
Yeah, the guys who steal the gas with
I like
them,
the
yeah.
Cuban
I
guy.
love
guys are
them.
homies.
They're in 5, they're not in 6, they're not in 7, then they're in 8, and it's like
Why do I always feel like those
like
guys
Uncharted,
at some
man.
point were voices for the Transformers and like Transformers 2? Weren't there like 2 stupid characters
Well-
that were like that?
if you're really dumbing things down, yes,
Fair
Nick.
enough,
Yes,
fair
there
enough.
were. But okay, let's do this. And now here's the thing. Remember, we're not talking favorites. We're talking best. This is the definitive ranking,
Interesting.
which changes the game.
It could change.
You got to keep that in mind
slightly.
because it totally changes.
You know
it
what?
for
But
me.
here's the
To be
thing.
fair-
I'm gonna wait.
None of these movies are great.
But
So
that's
it
we're
really
all,
is just
we're all-
favorites.
yes, it is.
You can say that all you want, but that's not true.
We're
That's
all
the
they're
definition of the word
amazing.
best.
We all know
Thanks,
what
Greg.
we all know what we love.
Thanks, Greg.
We all know what we are.
Daddy's home.
Good, Greg.
No,
Thanks,
can't-
Greg.
not there. I'm not following you on
Awesome,
this one.
Greg.
These are
Thank
fun
Okay.
movies. I like.
Right
them.
on.
Are we ready?
Yes.
All right. So I'm gonna
We starting at the top?
Stop at the bottom. Number 8.
Okay.
Okay. So then you're gonna give from starting it, give it 1 point. Then
Yeah.
number 7 gets 2
Okay.
points. That sort of thing.
Andy, do
okay?
you understand the rules?
I understand the rules, Greg.
Okay, great.
Is
Then
it
drop the
possible
plinko.
for Andy to write them a little bit bigger, or are we running out of time for that?
I mean, we can make whatever you want happen, Joey.
Okay, never mind. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
Okay. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 8.
Yeah.
Too Fast, Too Furious. Easily the worst film in the franchise. Do we all agree?
You gotta wait and see.
Nah,
you gotta wait and see.
No, I'm going to agree with you on this
Yeah.
one because I know that Tim thinks 4 is the worst.
No.
Oh,
and he is a
interesting.
fucking
No.
monster.
No, you can't just say things, Nick.
He thinks it's the worst.
Forget about it, cuh. All
for
right.
it.
Fast and Furious, which is number 4, is number 7.
Got it.
It's awful.
Fast
Braga's
and
the
Furious
most-
number 4, which is number 7.
Fast and Furious, parentheses 4. Number,
No, wait. Should he be putting? Yeah,
I would
okay.
say put
Yeah.
8 dashes, right?
Yeah, you're gonna have to put 8 of them at some point.
Looks like it has 8 points. There you
Yeah,
go.
there you go.
There you go.
He's doing Roman numerals.
Is he doing Roman numerals?
Ticks.
No, it ticks, yeah.
There's a character in Fast and Furious named Roman.
That's right.
There is.
Number 5, right? Or number 6? Who cares? Oh, whatever. The Fate of the Furious.
Oh.
I put 8 way down my
Whoa.
list. It's too
Nick?
much. It's over
love
the
you.
top. Fuck this movie.
Whoa.
It's gotten too much.
So far, I am right there with her.
I'm right there with you too.
Oh.
Fucking monster.
But
Right?
look, everyone can agree on like what the bottom 3 is.
Yeah.
This is when it
This
starts
is gonna
getting
get
interesting.
Okay.
Here's where it is. Where Tokyo Drift is on your list is going to be very, very telling. Shut your.
F8, you think?
Furious 7.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Controversial. It's getting controversial.
Not
opinion.
controversial at
Okay.
all. No, look at a lot of people give it credit. It was a very endearing movie.
It was.
It was a tearjerker. It was a farewell to someone we love very
That's
much,
right.
but it was not a good movie.
But it had the best action pieces.
had-
It did have really good
one
action.
of them.
No, it
Really
had
good
everything else
action.
was
I
terrible.
agree.
the cars jumping out of
That
the.
was it.
No,
That was-
the building cars, the cars parachuting out of the
The
thing.
Rock, who's one of your most
Paul-
charismatic characters, is in a goddamn hotel room the whole movie.
But all of his scenes are great.
So annoying. So annoying.
And
Did
the
not
Paul
like it.
Walker, like off the cliff thing was also 7.
Yeah,
Not
didn't
enough
come
to
Seven's
save
together.
it.
nonstop, man.
Didn't come together for me.
Okay, it's gonna get even more controversial.
Here we go.
Fast 5.
Oh man.
5 points for Fast 5.
Oh
Fast
man.
Boo, I don't appreciate that. I don't appreciate that one.
Nick,
I'm right.
What?
Nick,
It's on the list, homie.
can somebody do me a goddamn favor? Go back and listen to all the times Nick has
I
ranked
understand.
things.
I understand. Fast 5 is a
Nick
great
is the
movie.
biggest
Fast 5
flip-flopper.
returned with everybody, like, it actually being a fun action movie. I completely agree with that, but it's just, I have other movies ahead of it. Fast 5 is there. Okay. Then,
Still a good movie.
still a great movie.
I will say
Love
Fast
it.
Five still good. I just don't.
So
when I
good.
think about the ones I want to go back and watch, it's not in my top 3.
Wow.
I bet you could find a quote of Nick saying the exact opposite of that
I
statement.
will say
Well,
Fast
this is
5.
the official ranking. Everything else
Tom
was just
Hawkins.
packaged
All
some.
right. All right.
Like no one gives a shit about the 162 games that come before the fucking Super Bowl.
You're
Am I
right. You're right.
Exactly.
Well, seriously.
Thank you.
Fast 5 features one of the best ad libs of the whole series, which is when The Rock comes up and everybody, he says, you better hide your baby oil. And then The Rock ad libbed, you better hide that big ass forehead. And Ludacris chokes on his beer. An actual ad lib.
Love it.
Love that. Fast and Furious 6.
6 points for 6.
There you go. Yeah. We're getting, now it's splitting up, isn't it?
A little bit now.
Followed up by The Fast and the Furious. Started it all. Absolutely love that
see,
movie.
I can't agree with
So
this.
good.
See, we're
under,
diverging here.
going under the 18-wheelers. We'd never seen anything like it.
We had
It was
not
on-
seen anything.
on-
That is
So
true.
good,
It is
so
true.
inventive.
No one had thought
I believed
to make
all the
Honda Civics
storyline.
do that.
I was sad when the kid who smoked pot, the engineer, died. I
Yeah.
feel like, and then obviously Tokyo Drift, finest film in the
I
franchise.
love you. I love you so much. But again, Tokyo Drift, my favorite.
Bold choice.
I can't say it's the best.
Bold choice. It's.
Love it.
I think as a
Love it.
standalone film,
Yes, it is.
it is a great. It is a
It
well-made
is so
film.
fun. It's
Absolutely.
so fun.
You know,
You don't
I
need
think
to tell
great
me.
driving.
I think that
You
I would.
don't need to sell me
I
on
would
Tokyo
argue that
Drift.
out of like is when you're talking just raw story beats, that it hits all of them better than any other films in the franchise.
I feel like,
Also-
honestly, it's not relying on huge, ridiculous stunts.
What am I thinking?
It's an
3
action-
words. Zachary Ty Bryan.
yes.
Bow wow.
Yes. Zachary Ty Bryan.
When he's making his return.
I understand.
When you make the kid from Home Improvement the bad guy.
Yeah.
Come on, man. I'm sorry. I wish they had Jonathan Taylor Thomas though in it.
That would've
because
been-
that would have been fucking amazing.
It would've.
Yeah.
But
I
whatever,
understand.
what
The
are you gonna
beginning is. We're gonna call that a vignette of that movie, all right?
Yeah,
But
good
when
lord.
they get to Tokyo, it's like my favorite thing about Tokyo Drift is that it doesn't rely on submarines or warheads. This is things people actually do. People can actually drift.
They can
It's
drift.
an actual, and it came back to actual racing and actual driving styles as opposed to
A
mindless action.
submarine. Yeah.
I'm with it.
I
It's a
retire
good
my
list.
list.
That's a good. It's not a great list,
No, it's not a great
but it's a
list.
good list.
It is
Solid
not a great list.
Oh, interesting,
Solid
Andy.
list.
There's a couple points that you made that I really agree with, but then there's just some things I think we just fundamentally disagree on.
Fine.
And I get it. I totally
That's
get
America,
it.
man.
Nick,
I'm up next. Okay, so you got me all the way until the top 3 choices.
Okay.
So
we
I'll-
must have
what?
the same 3 in the top 3, but they're just
We
ordered
have the same
differently?
3, but we have different.
So I don't feel
we
like
have
we're that
different-
far off one another.
Right, I think.
Okay.
Right.
You walk Andy
I'll walk
Yeah,
Andy through.
yeah.
So I have bottom of my list 2, 4, 8,
Wow, we're going so good.
7.
Well, hold on. This is confusing.
Yeah.
3,
4, there you go.
Okay.
Okay. 5. Now again, I like 5 a lot, and I think 5 was a good turning point for the
Such a great
series.
movie.
But I feel like 6 took it up a notch, and 6 to me, and this. Well, let me just go in order.
Yeah,
Let me
keep
go in
going.
order. I'm sorry, I apologize. At the number 3 spot, Tokyo Drift.
I knew that was coming. That's all right.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
Love Tokyo Drift.
right there.
Love it as a standalone movie, but it's too far removed from for the majesty that is the rest of the series for it to be number 2 or number 1. Now, Tim, here's where you and I are going to diverge.
Fucking hate
My
you.
friend.
Don't do it, Nick.
I got to do it.
Don't do it.
The number 2 spot goes to 6.
I hate
And I'm going to tell you why.
so much.
I'm going to tell you why.
In our definitive ranking of the Fast and the Furious, the first one is going to be high. This is bullshit.
I'm gonna
Flip
tell
the
you.
table.
I'm gonna tell you why right now. 6, I feel like, and again, the strong argument can be made for 6 being number 1. 6 took everything that the series was and just went boom. We're gonna perfect it. It doesn't get better than 6.
I
I don't think they're ever gonna climax 6 as far as like the action set pieces, the 55 fucking mile long runway, the fact that all the
Statham
fight
at the
scenes that
end.
were happening, all the fucking Star Wars action that was like on 5 different
When
planes
Giselle
happening.
died.
Giselle dying, that emotional moment upon great. But
It was when they went back to Tokyo.
Oh, that's
even
right. They didn't
during
go back
the
to
movie.
Yeah.
we see what's his name? Lucas Black, is that his name?
No, that was
No.
7.
Oh, is that 7? Okay, that's 7. So I love 6. I love what 6 did. I think 6 had the most best choreographed action. Everything just hit on all cylinders for me. But I still hold that you don't get there without the majesty that is number 1. And I think number 1 has.
This is like saying, "Oh, Super Mario Brothers is the best Mario game." Are you smoking reefer?
I think that when I go back.
Are
and here's
you a
the thing.
truant officer from 1956?
I spot a fucking guy. I know what car, but I see a car. You fucking nug. You got a fucking nug. But here's the thing. I love 1 so much because I think 1 is perfect in its purity. Right? It is it's the most rawest, purest form of Fast and It's uncut cocaine of Fast and Furious. Right? It really is about the racing. It's about that culture. It's about the modified like Japanese racing cars, all that stuff, and that world of street racing.
So
right?
some would argue that it's not the most pure Fast and Furious movie because Fast and Furious is about one thing, Nick.
What is that?
Family.
And what do we meet in that family? And who
Olive
becomes a part of
But
the
that's what I'm
family
saying.
in that family?
That's why
And is
the
there a
family-
barbecue at the end of that movie?
There is, but the family that we know,
Actually,
the
is there a barbecue at the
extended
end of that
family
movie? I don't think there's a barbecue at the end of that movie.
of
Of what
one?
movie?
Of 1?
There absolutely
Yes,
is.
there is. Yes, there is,
Of
because he has
what?
to say grace.
Doesn't he let him go at the
Well,
end of 1?
he does go, but it's not like the end. It's not the final scene.
There's a barbecue.
There is a barbecue in the
There
movie,
is a
not at the
barbecue
end.
in the
Right,
movie.
okay. See,
So-
He touches the food first.
I go back and watch 1 every so often, right? And I'm like, this
Because it's
movie,
a good movie.
It is a good
It is
movie.
It is a good movie. There's something so nostalgically like perfect about that movie. It's a sign of the times. I think if I remember correctly, they're still in like DVD players or some shit in it. Like,
Yep, they're selling
it wasn't
DVD
exactly
players.
like it was.
They were stealing TV, VCR.
Yeah, it was
combo
like it's not like they were
DVD.
fighting the best crime on the planet. Like, no, there was no earth-shattering like MacGuffin that
It
was
was
going to
real.
take over every
It
car.
was real.
It was real. It was just,
It was.
hey, this is a small little story, and it was about brotherhood, and I like that.
Which
right?
I would argue is why Tokyo Drift is such a good film because, again, you're not trying to end the world.
You're trying
It's
to
just
drift.
two
It's just
guys
about the
jockeying
race.
up against each other.
Right, it's
And
two
that's
guys.
why
three
Each
is
one of
better
us
than
has
one.
the bigger dick or faster.
I enjoy both of them. I'm actually happy with your list. I'm okay. My top 3 are not so set in stone that I can't see that there is another way to order them.
I appreciate that.
All right,
Appreciate that.
Tim, would you like to come with your bullshit?
I would. I love how you say you haven't even heard it.
I haven't.
You
I'm
haven't
ready.
even
Okay.
heard it. Bottom of the list is 2.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm hungry.
Next up is 4.
Hungry.
Next up is 8.
Oh wow! I can't believe 8 was so. I thought 8 would be controversial for sure.
No, because
Andy,
it's
how
just
hard is
not
this for
as
you
good
right
as
now?
any of the modern ones. I love
It's
it.
complicated.
It's
'cause
complicated.
It's 8 hatches at some
Yeah.
point.
It's so hard, yeah.
The thing I want to make clear about 8 is that
could've
2
just
is
written the
bad,
number.
4 is bad. 8's not bad. 8
It's
is
not
when
bad.
like I'm
It's
like, all
just
right,
not
cool. From here on
nearly
up,
in the field.
I'm down.
Yeah.
1.
Interesting.
Whoa, bro.
Dude, it's a great movie, but I mean
that
the
your
other
third?
ones.
No, it's
That was my 4th.
5th.
That's your
1,
fifth?
2, 3. 1 is my 4th.
Oh, 4. 4. You're right.
I'm gonna tell you one thing right now, okay? And this is something you need to take with
believe
you
you
when you
tanked
leave this
it.
office today. You didn't even know what nitrous oxide was before 1, my friend.
That's true.
The NOS!
That is true.
Yeah. Before that, I just thought when you turned this, no, I don't know what the fuck it did. I know you can put that in your car. Boom.
In 7, they put it in a gun.
There's
Everybody
nothing more
keep going.
Fast and
That's
Furious
fair.
about that shit. That's what I'm saying. To me, Fast and Furious is the over-the-top shit. Now, what you're talking about the standalone, it's a smaller story. Yeah, obviously, next up is Tokyo Drift. It is a great story.
Wow, you are taking so many rankings right now.
Shots
Now,
fired.
here's
Wait
what's
till I come
important,
off the bench.
Again, Tokyo Drift, my favorite movie.
favorite one,
Just not
too.
the best, but it
Fuck
is
all
my
of you.
favorite.
Christ.
Next up, 6.
Oh man.
I love 6. Love it to death.
Wow.
Wait, where is? I'm sorry. I'm lost
We're
on your
gonna
list.
have a
Where
tie
is
on
6 on your
3
list?
of
What
them
number is
now.
3? Number 3 is 6.
Yep.
We
Number
have-
3 is 6.
We have a tie 3 ways right
Number
now for
7,
number 1.
or whatever, the next one
Is 7.
is Furious 7.
7 points.
So
Because
the
I think-
second best Furious movie is Furious,
Furious 7. Because it is cheating a little bit because of Paul Walker and that whole scene, which I'll give it that. And yeah, there's a lot of problems with the writing and the plot because they had to write around and edit around all that. However, I do believe that it is the most Fast and Furious movie. The action scenes, everything about it, the stupid ass
Justin
banter,
Lin is
the
rolling
one-liners.
over in his grave right now that
He's-
you like a
he's
James
alive.
Wan film better than his.
Well, then
dare
number
you.
1, Fast 5.
Wow.
Okay, that's fair.
Wow.
So you're gonna give Fast 5? Well, I don't know. I can't get behind this list, Tim.
Fast
can't get
5 is
behind
the
your list at
easiest-
all.
Can't get
Easiest
behind it.
answer to number 1.
I
Easiest
knew
one.
that Tim was my favorite, and this just confirmed.
It's true.
Wow.
Fast 5, they spend the entire movie training to rob a fucking thing, and
Which
then they
is
don't do it.
awesome.
They don't even do it. The whole thing. We got 50 minutes of them trying to run this stupid fucking race course, and then you're like, you know what we should do instead? Just go get the vault and drag it out.
They had Han who taught them how to drift, and it was a beautiful moment.
it did
and
it,
that's what him
for
and
what
Giselle
reason?
fell in
It was
love.
all for
That's
nothing.
the movie that has the scene of all of them. No matter what happens, the most important thing will always be the people in this room, right here, right now.
Wait, can I
It's
just
about
say?
family. It's
Can
about
I just
family.
say? He says that shit every fucking
He
time,
really
and there's
does.
always different
He really
people
does
in the
say
room.
something. There's a lot of people in the room.
But that was the first time
Everyone
he did
can't be
it.
family, Tim.
Okay, you know
Well,
how many people
Jason
in the
Statham
family?
can't be family.
No, he's family now.
Yeah, I will
according
say-
to your number
That's-
2 on the list.
Number 3.
Oh, Tim. Boo.
Okay, cool.
All right, Greg, do you have a list?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why does everyone think I hate the
Well,
Fast
I
and the
didn't think
Furious
you did.
movies?
I just thought because you were subbing and Andy, I didn't know if you'd.
I'm
written
not.
yourself
I
up.
just want
Okay.
Andy to be part of the conversation.
Okay.
Nick again was trying to get me off this topic to bring in Andy for
Because
some
I feel
fucking
like
reason.
Andy actually cares. And you're
What do you
just
mean
gonna
I
because
don't
you're not gonna
care?
take
I've
this
watched
serious.
all these movies multiple times.
Well,
I
he's-
know.
can-
Virgin America, tiny
Not
ass
even
screens.
true.
You watched Fast 6 on a Virgin America airplane, Greg.
Greg,
And you
do
didn't
you
even
have any
finish
idea?
it. You didn't even see the post-credit scene.
Do you have any
until I
idea
forced you to watch
what
it on
you're
YouTube.
about to do? Because there's a
Oh, yeah.
three-way tie for
That's
first
what I'm
place.
saying.
You're about to fuck up
Oh,
everything.
I know. I don't know why I went last, but you
All
guys
right.
gave me a lot of power. Here
All
we
right,
go.
Greg.
Wait,
Now,
I have a
here's-
question.
Yeah.
Because this is the definitive kind of funny ranking, this means that me and Kevin and Andy and Cool Greg get a say in this as well.
Not cool, Greg, because he
Wrong.
hasn't seen them all. But
Okay,
you two,
the
Wrong.
other three.
I'll give it to
The
him.
three of us.
Well, now-
Wrong.
To that point, we have to have a conversation because I never saw Fast 8.
What?
So that's unranked
Did you
for me
not
right
come
now.
with us?
No, you guys. I went and hung out with the Walking Dead cast.
I have my ranking ready to go.
I just feel
Well, no,
like
like,
you
so my
should
question
not
is,
get
should
a
I-
ranking if
Well, I'm
you
saying
haven't seen them.
I should be penalized one way or another. Should it be that I don't get to give out as many points for my number 1, or I don't give out any points for what would be my last choice? I've brought it to
I
the
don't
table.
think this
Where the
works
math
that way.
falls
I
apart.
don't think
yeah.
it does.
I think you have to. I
math
think you
is
have to
all
rank it somewhere, and it has to be dead last on your listing because you haven't seen it.
Oh,
wrong. Yeah.
interesting. Well, I mean, the whole reason I didn't see it is because this movie
You
sounds
can't
like
give
garbage.
it first. You can't be like, "This is the
not
best movie." I
garbage.
haven't seen it.
No,
it's
it's because it goes against him coming to the barbecue is bullshit.
This is the fucking
Period.
asterisk. I'm gonna be honest with you
gotta
right
be
now. When we do this rank, it's gonna go on Reddit, and someone's gonna put a fucking asterisk by it. But like, it doesn't count because Greg hasn't seen.
I
8.
just feel like Andy's list should sub in for Greg's. I feel like
Too
you should
bad
show
it's not
us
called
but
the
it's
Andy
not-
Over Show. You know what I mean? Bend over, Andy. All right then.
Can we rename it?
Well, then I guess give Furious 8 or whatever.
1 point.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's Fate of the Furious, right?
Yep.
Wow.
Hey
I mean,
man,
to be
I didn't
fair-
want to play it this way,
To
but
be
you guys
fair,
want to play it that way.
I'm happy with that.
I'm fine with that.
I'm happy with that.
I'm totally down.
Then my first one that I hate the most is Too Fast, Too Furious. We hungry?
Okay. You've got my respect back,
Then it's Fast and Furious.
Number 4.
sir. You had my curiosity, and now you have my attention.
Then Fast and Furious 6. Sorry.
No,
No.
Gro-
You
just a
didn't
gro-
watch it,
Just a
Cat Greg.
groan.
I
You
did
didn't
watch
the
it.
No, you didn't watch the end.
I
Just
did.
a groan from Joey
did.
over in the peanut
I
gallery.
did.
Oh,
Sorry.
God.
Sorry, guys. We then moved to the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift.
Wow.
We
Also
then
very low.
we then moved to Fast 5.
Wow.
That's right.
That is offensive.
The motherfucking Rock. Wonder Woman is good. Hell yeah. Then the Fast and Furious.
Okay. I thought you were about to give it number.
The Fast and the
Number
Furious.
one.
The Fast and
I can't
Furious.
believe
Number
how
1.
highly
Number
ranked
one.
one is.
It's a great
One is
flick.
a great film.
It is.
Here's my problem. You were inside a womb when that movie came out. I was
I have
inside an
seen every
AMC
single
theater
one of these
watching it and
movies.
loving it.
That's
It's one of
Midnight.
it's one of those things
In
like, look,
theaters.
like let's take Star Wars, right? I'm sorry to interrupt you. For
I
a
don't
second.
mind. Do your thing. We're on the same side.
Force Awakens, great. It's a better movie than A New Hope, right? But you can't rank it above A New Hope. You just can't do that.
I can.
Then it's not a better movie, Nick.
You can't. A New Hope is better because it was the original, because it did everything that everything else is based off of.
But that's when you're talking about better. That's like literally not the definition of the word.
You said not
It's not revolutionary.
I'd rather go back and watch
Innovative.
7. I like 7. 7's probably like it's a more pleasurable, fun movie to watch. But you said when we started this off, which one is like the movie, like the ranked movie, like better,
The best. Yeah.
yeah, the best.
Then my
A
number
New
one
Hope
pick is Furious 7.
Okay.
And I feel like that's where I need to stop with the franchise. And it's another reason I don't want to watch 8, because it was the perfect ending. And we don't need to go back and do anything else. I don't need to see Jason
Give it-
Statham at the table.
Sing it to me.
It's
I didn't hear it.
whoa, whoa. That's the thing. For many of you, you were in Vin's car, where the road just kept going. I was in Brian's car. I went over there. I'm over there with Brian.
there.
He's got his list.
Brian and Sloan from Entourage. Let's see what she's up
Joey,
to.
make your list right now. We need to do this.
Oh, I
Aren't
have
these
my list.
beautiful?
Joey's got it
I
upstairs.
have
All
some
right.
of
You want to get a
those.
mic?
I
Get a
pulled
mic,
out
Kev.
I'm gonna read
box
Kevin's
set.
list.
All right,
That
we're
was
reading
only
Kevin's
when
list.
The first 5 were out.
Do you want to stop and
it
add
the
up
wheel-
the hash
the tire
marks? Is that
one?
going to be easier for
I
you?
had 6 and 7
No.
in
Okay,
the
cool.
middle.
I like the suspense of us adding.
Sure. Oh, getting our abacus out. Yeah, sure. Okay.
So starting at
This
the
is
end.
Kevin's list as read by Nick Scarpino.
Starting.
Kevin's list.
All right.
Do you want to read your list, or you want me to read it?
Oh, you can read it.
Okay. Kevin's list, starting at the end. Number 5.
Interesting.
Is that correct?
As
Am I
the
reading that
last
correct?
one?
Right,
As the
la-
worst
as
movie?
The worst.
Wait, what? No. So. Oh God. Number 6. No.
What happened here?
He wrote
should just
1.
read
He
his
wrote 1, 2,
list.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then numbered down.
Number 1 is that. See, 1.
Oh, so you've gone for- you need to go
went
from the
backwards.
bottom.
Sorry.
You were going to my point.
Here's what I need you to do. Just take this back. Don't write which one's which. Just write your list, starting from
All right,
1 all the way
all
to 10.
All right, let's start with Joey.
All right.
Joey's
This
list.
is,
Oh,
this
look,
is a
she did the
hanging
right way.
Chad.
Joey, worst movie in the series.
Yes.
2.
Correct.
All right.
The Fast
I
and the
feel like
Furious.
there's no other answer for
No,
that.
we hate
There
that.
is
These are
none.
pretty
There is
definitive
none.
here,
At
yeah.
one point, at some point, I think Tyrese just stopped acting in the movie. He was just like, eh.
He was
He
hungry.
just started stealing shit. They're like,
people
write it
comment-
into the script.
People comment on Twitter and YouTube all the time, like, 2's one of the better. It's like, you're fucking
You're an
crazy.
idiot.
Blessing, I'm
Damien?
looking at you, you motherfucking
Blessing.
piece of shit. All right.
Damien
Did
Thor,
introduce the
another one.
Oasis, though.
Oasis.
Yeah.
And
Let's slap that ass.
Was Suki
Yep.
in one?
Yep. Oh,
Yeah.
Suki
And
slapped
Suki-
that
yeah, there it
ass.
is.
Did you know that that's Steve Aoki's sister?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, and Tej got
And
and Ludacris got
Yeah,
introduced now,
yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go. But he was. What I love is how amazing Ludacris's career went from running illegal wave race races to then being like a satellite genius
Yeah.
in computer programming. Really, that
It was the
ITT tech.
Afro.
He's
paid off.
multifaceted.
If only they hadn't killed off the original genius at computers in the
Yeah.
first film.
Which one was that?
There's a
Shout
kid
out
who was
to
like,
him.
I
Jesse?
just can't,
Was
I
that
can't,
Jesse? No, it
I
wasn't
can't
Jesse, was it?
concentrate. I gotta smoke pot so I can calm
Well,
down.
he had a fucking jet. He was an
He
idiot.
got shot.
Next
got
movie,
shot. That's
Racing
right.
for pinks.
4. Okay, then we have 8.
This is Joey's
Yeah,
list.
man.
right?
Rounding out the bottom 3.
All right. The bottom 4 are confirmed. Or 3 at least. The 3. The bottom 3 are confirmed.
Yeah, get over
All
it.
right.
I can't forgive Farhan.
Can't.
Okay. Okay.
Never forgive,
Okay.
never
And
forget.
also, let's just call a spade. And Dominic Toretto turning on his family. There's no plot device that can make that make sense.
Oh my God,
They
guys,
tried.
is it serious? Has he turned on him?
Guys, we've
oh,
been
wait, he's always
literally-
been part of that family. Oh my God.
We've been literally through hell together over the last 15 years. I can't believe he would do
I would
this.
say Charlize Theron deserves better also. Just want to say that.
Against her too.
Her hair, those
Is
dreads.
this the
Dreads, blonde
this
dreads.
is-
Who
yeah,
did
fourth
this?
worst.
Who,
Fourth
who did
worst.
she hurt?
Is number 7. Do you think that was her choice to wear that wig?
No way. That
Who
is
the
someone in
fuck-
makeup who she
Fourth worst is
spurned.
number what, 8?
No, number 7.
7's next.
Number 7.
As the fourth. As,
7
as,
should get 4 points.
Sorry, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 7 should get 4.
That's how, like, I'm so confused by that. Wow.
I'm confused by all of this. I have no idea if this math is correct. Next movie, 1.
Wow.
The Fast and the
5
Furious.
points for that.
And that is ranked.
That is so wrong.
Wow, that's brutal.
That's a choice.
Rounding out the top 3, Tokyo Drift. Now, I think Tokyo
I'm okay.
Drift
All right, I'm
belongs
okay
in the
with
top 3.
It warms
I'm
my
okay
heart
with
to
that.
hear Tokyo Drift up
Right.
there.
I'm okay with that.
Next movie, number 2,
Wait.
6.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I
Different
apologize. In the second slot, 6.
So good 7 points.
And her top is number 5. That's rounding out number 1. Kevin.
What a list. What a
Give me your list.
goddamn
Give
list,
me your
Joey
list. Here we go.
Noel.
So it's from the bottom to the top.
I'm going to throw a wrench.
Okay,
in this
got
shit.
it.
That makes sense.
It does. It does.
Okay.
Last, number 2. Then Kevin has 4. I think we can all agree those are the lot. That I think has been universal, unless Andy fucks it up for everyone.
No.
Then.
Okay. Then 5.
Wow.
Brutal.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Brutal. And then Very low on his list. Much lower than it should be. The original Fast and Furious, number one.
Wow. No, Kevin.
Heartbreaking.
A shame.
The tuna
Next,
fish.
number 8.
The Corona.
Popping into the top 3, Tokyo Drift is next. I feel like that's going to be...
5.
Tokyo Drift's been in that spot, like in those in those 2
Yeah.
spots for a while.
Except for me.
7 is the next one. And then 6 is his number 1 spot.
Respectable.
Now I can respect that. Your number 1 spot I can respect.
You get to have
This right
opinions.
here is bullshit. We're number 1 ranked, but you know, Tokyo Drift in 6. As long as Tokyo Drift in 6 make it into the top 3, I'm fine. I'm okay with that. Now, Andy,
I'm about to throw a wrench in this. Guy.
you better throw a
All right,
wrench in your
what's your
fucking
bottom?
career, son.
What's your bottom?
This is your career.
The worst is, of course, Too Fast and Furious.
Okay.
All right, fair.
Second worst is the original.
sir.
It's an old movie. It's fucking terribly acted.
take it as it
It's
was.
awful.
So,
Damn.
important to note, everyone at home, Andy Cortez had never seen any of these movies.
Until last
and then
year.
watched all of them.
No, I had seen most of one as a kid because that's how I got into Need for Speed
As
Underground.
a kid, get the hell out
You
of
also
here.
you watched
baby.
all of them 6 months ago, so you weren't a part of the family till 6 months ago. my
That gives
friend.
him perspective, Nick.
Yeah.
That gives him the wrong perspective.
No, this
Right.
was like 3 months
All right,
ago.
Go ahead then.
That's like this is the kind of shit that makes people think Phantom Menace is a good film. Oh,
Three
it's pretty
is-
good compared
three
to the
is
first Star Wars film. It was
4.
terrible.
Wow, he thinks 4 is better than the original.
Wow, that's shocking.
That is bold.
Braga.
Bold.
4 points
Braga.
goes to Tokyo Drift.
Wow. Andy.
You got some bad
I can't tell if
opinions.
Tokyo Drift won or is it just the longest
5
title out of them.
points goes to Furious 8. Did I do that right?
Good
No.
job, Fast 8.
Well, it doesn't matter. Fast 10 can't rank another horror anyway.
I'm doing 6 points for Fast 5.
Hell yeah, you are.
And then rounding out the top 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nope.
Wait,
No,
7.
7.
There you go. And it's Furious 7.
Furious 7 got that.
And then 6 gets the 8 points. 6 is my favorite Fast and Furious.
interesting.
6, man.
I
6
get
might
into it.
have
I get
it.
into it.
Whew. This is tense.
I cannot believe.
All right. Can we count out the totals? Turn it around.
Let's vamp.
Worry about-
We'll do what they call vamp for a
Okay.
little
I
while.
mean, I can just do the outro while you tallies them,
Oh.
right?
I want to know what it is. We're not going to tell the kids?
No, I'm
Check back
saying
next
while he
week.
does the math.
I was playing into a bit, and you fucking stepped it into the ground.
You're such a piece of
You
shit.
stepped it into the
I want to
ground.
fucking kill
I'll
you.
give you the outro,
If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Game Over Greggy Show each and every week. 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather on this table, each bringing a random topic discussion for your amusement. If you like that, head over to patreon.com/kindafunny, where every dollar helps us be better than the last day. You know what I'm saying? Because if we don't get those dollars, we'll go back and be bad and eat babies. If you don't want us to eat babies.
Does your fucking head go?
I love that you're going with it. If you don't want us to eat babies, get to Patreon.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to see us eat children, though, like Kevin would, look at you, you would.
I ate
I've
the
seen-
baby.
Can't you imagine this sick fuck over here putting a baby in a sous vide machine? You know what I'm
I
saying?
bet if there's a country where it was legal to eat babies, kind of like, you know what? Not that bad. I ate a baby. It was pretty good.
You
You're
can
ready?
go over to youtube.com/kindafunny, get the show broken up by topic by topic, day by day, until it goes up as one big video in MP3 the following Friday. How do we do?
Start at the bottom.
You want to hand me the mic?
Sure.
Bottom of the list, of course, Too Fast, Too Furious
Boom.
with 8 points.
Fair.
The next one is Fast and Furious 4
Natch.
with 16 points. Third worst movie. Now, are we calling them worse at this point, or are we
Yeah,
just
that's
like...
fine. It was-
Okay. The bottom third on the list is Furious 8 with 22 points.
That's fair.
Yeah, we fair. That's fair.
Fourth worst movie
That's me and you.
is Fast and Furious 1 with 36
So
points.
far, this is my list.
Ow.
This is a fat load of bullshit.
That is so bad. Okay.
Next on the list is Tokyo Drift with 40.
It's my list, bros.
How do I get out
The
of it?
following one is Fast 5 with 41
damn.
points,
Damn.
followed by Fast and Furious 7 with 42 points, and Fast and Furious 6 with 46 points.
All right.
So
Can I
6
just
is
say,
our
if
winner.
this
6
list-
is the winner.
If this list were a national anthem, I'd be taking a knee.
Wow.
I'm
This list
protesting
is
this
as
list.
definitive as it gets. It is my list with 5 and 6 switched.
I am protesting this list.
Let us know in the comments what your list is and why Need for Speed is a better movie than any of these put together.
Bitch.
Meg, thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Everybody follow her Patreon.com/Make Turney.
On the internet. Don't
Twitter,
follow me in real life.
The Instagram. Don't follow her in real life if you see her.
YouTube.com/Make Turney.
And until next time, no. It's been our pleasure to serve
I think
you.
there's actually like debate on whether or not the math
Wait,
is right.
is the math wrong? Thanks for watching the GameOverGreggy show, everybody. Click here to go to Patreon. Click here to subscribe. Click here to check out Kind of Funny Games. And click here to see a video of a very, very young Andy Cortez. We don't have that video. It's just other content of ours. Kind of funny.